Hey guys, Michael here from GBU. Today we're just going to do a little bit of a how-to on installing the new GBU Adjustable Triggers. Basically what we're going to start off with is installing the trigger. So on it, basically what we have is a grub screw at the front, and then we also have a grub screw that travels down the center through to the back. So that one there in the center, which is this one here. This one here will stop your over travel. So basically, once you thread it all the way through, not bad. So as you can see, it's starting to come out the back. So what that'll do is it'll stop it from going too far. Because obviously, if it does travel too far, you can break your micro switch in, say, your HPA or your MOSFET or anything like that. I'm gonna unadjust that now, just so I can show you how to put it in. So basically, these ones come with a little spring. So these ones don't work like your normal V2 trigger, say, because your normal V2 trigger will go across the back here, for instance. So it will come across and then sit on the inside of your box, where this spring sits on the back side of your trigger, like so. And then when you're putting it in, you're literally just resting it on the gearbox here at the back. Then when putting it on, so I'm just going to install it now. So once it's installed, it will look something like this. So as you can see, the spring is at the back there, but as you can press it and adjust it, it will kind of disappear as such, so you don't really see it. Just going to quickly put a couple of screws in so this thing is secure while I adjust it. So virtually the first thing you want to do is the front screw, which is this one. Basically when you adjust that, it will, see how the trigger is starting to actually go back with that adjustment. So what that'll do is it'll push the top half of your trigger forward, so it'll be resting on your micro switch and stuff like that in your MOSFETs or HPA trigger boards. So it'll go forward, but what you want to do is you don't want to have it too far forward, because you still have to adjust the over travel as well. So I'm just going to back that off a bit and then adjust your over travel screw, which is a bit too much there. So that's got some nice play to it now. Probably go ahead and adjust that a little more. So yeah, that ideally would be perfect. So obviously what I've gone and done here is just showing you how to put it in. Obviously it will change once you've installed, say, a MOSFET or a HPA trigger board as such, because obviously every one of them are different. So for instance, if you were to put something like this into a Levi, I'll just pull this apart and I will show you, because all this front tab here, that whole section there needs to come off. You need to cut that off. So basically, as you can see, the thing kind of looks like a kangaroo. You have its head, you have its behind here, legs, and you have its arms or its pouch, whatever you want to call it. So basically, if you were to say put something like this into a Leviathan MOSFET, you would have to take off the front of that. So basically, you want to take off the front face and have it so it's at a point, like so, on the left-hand side of the Allen key, for instance. All this part here would need to go. Once you do take it off, it will look like so. As without that, just the back half here. Do make sure that when you do it, that the backside here is a bit smooth. It's not all ruggedy and stuff. Sometimes it does help to put like a bit of rubber or a bit of sponge or foam on the top half of this once the face is gone, just so that it's not so rough, and then that way it's always got a perfect connection as such. Otherwise, if it's too short on the top half here, what it'll do is it'll over travel and it'll catch the trigger switch on the way back. So when it comes back, it'll end up breaking the trigger switch. So it always pays to put something on top, nice and soft, that kind of extends it a little and puts it a little further forward as well. So that way you're not constantly pushing the whole thing forward. But obviously, so if you were to put it into a HPA trigger board, you wouldn't have to do any modification at all to this trigger. It's just basically put it straight in, as I did just before, put it straight in, bolt it all up, and away you go. And also, majority of MOSFETs as well, you won't have to modify this trigger at all. The only MOSFET you'll have to modify this trigger for would be a Leviathan MOSFET. So all your parents and your Asters and stuff like that, this trigger will work marvelously in it. Sweet, so there you have it guys, just a quick little tutorial about this new GBU adjustable trigger. So there's actually another 7 different colors of this as well. So they are on the website now. If you guys are interested in one or something like this, come on down and see us at 7/18 Bailey Crescent in Southport on the Gold Coast, or they are on the website right now as I speak. Peace out guys.